today. Yes. Who have we got in the shop anyway? Let's have a quick look. Give me a second to get set up. Running late today, as always. There we go. Good job, YouTube. Roger Heaps. Good morning, Andy and crew. Back pain is no joke. It isn't. It isn't at all. First of all, Roger, thank you for sending through the pictures of the piglets to Mrs. Mechanic. She was very, very happy about those piglets. Made her day yesterday. She does like little piggies. Although, I might have mentioned that they're going to turn into sandwiches at one point. Simon. Good morning, Andy and crew. I'm sure Holly can get you... Shh. Mrs. Mechanic might be listening. I'm sure Holly can get you something for your bag. Very politely put, actually, Simon. Thank you very much. I will... I'm sure she will. Right. Jim K. Hello, crew. Good morning, Jim. And again, apologies that I've not taken your call. There was a call that came through from you earlier in the week, and I was doing something. Oh, it was. I just couldn't take the call. I think I was late for a meeting. I had to get into the meeting. So, again, apologies. Why is there a guy burning his foot with 2 blow torches? What the hell? Stupid effort. There we go. Right. Mike Bazansky. Good morning, all. Hate when I tweak my back. Sitting in a hot tub always seems to help. That would be nice. It's a long way to go to Roger's place, though, to be honest. Sitting in a hot tub always seems to help. It does. Made it out to the toy barn and managed to start all the bikes. Good man. Needs to be done. Still months from riding, though. Yes. You'll just have to take it easy for a while, sir. Sheldon. Oh, wow, you're all firing through pretty quick. Play golf. It will either finish your back off or fix it. I think at this point in time, I'm pretty sure, Sheldon, that I would be absolutely stuffed if I decided to try and play golf or do anything energetic at the moment, to be in all honesty. How did it happen, you all ask? I can hear that happening. I can hear it in the background. What's going on? How did it happen? Well, at work, they've had a bit of a clear out and a revamp for all the offices. And there was a lot of old office furniture that was offered to the staff. So I thought it'd be really nice to get Mrs. Mechanic a couple of cupboards to go into her crafty room, because she has a whole room dedicated to crafting, so she can try and, not buy more stuff to fill it up, but to tidy the room up a little bit. And to, when you shut the doors, it's all hidden away and a bit more organized. I mean, it is very organized. She knows where everything is, nearly everything. But, a couple of cupboards always come in handy. And a chair, because she used to get backache on the old chair. So I got her an office chair that might help. And we were loading these cupboards onto the trailer, and they were made of MDF, and they were pretty thick. But in all honesty, they were not heavy at all. But they were on a pallet in the corner of the warehouse where you had to step over some other stuff to get to it. Now, obviously, in hindsight, it would have been far better to have grabbed the fork hoist and to have moved a few of the other pallets and then lifted the pallet with the 2 cupboards on to the trailer, which was about 30 meters away, and then lower the pallet onto the trailer and then just tie the whole thing down. But I didn't do that. No. There was also some other stuff on the pallet. So I was busy clearing all that off. And I decided it was easier just to grab one of the lads at work and to lift, for the 2 of us, it was a shared load, to lift them onto the trailer. But what I didn't realise was that when I picked the first one up, I had to pick it up at a weird angle. It wasn't planned. And as I was walking to the trailer, I could feel that my back was not happy at all. And during the rest of the day, after we got them loaded on and strapped up, I could feel my back starting to tighten up. And it's right down the base of my back this time. Right at the bottom. Bloody hurts. So it wasn't horrendous, because I was just driving, so I was quite relaxed, got home, got packed up, and, unpacked, got all the gear out of the car. We had to lift the cupboards into the house because I couldn't get them under the carport because that was full of vehicles. And, MDF doesn't like moisture or rain, whatever you want to call it. So we decided to get them in the house that night. And that just sort of finished me back off. Well, even Mrs. Mechanic was struggling a bit. We got them in the house. Yesterday morning, got up, Yeah, it took me a while to sort of free up and be able to do stuff. Mrs. Mechanic packed, I'll show you in a minute when we ever wander around the workshop, but she packed up all the front suspension braces. We assembled all of those and got them all packed and stuff ready to go up to Auckland. So they're all done, which is fantastic. Another little job finished. And then she goes, we're going to do some more fencing. Oh, God, seriously? And I could tell she was real keen to get another panel of the fence done. So, yes, of course we're going to do that. So it wasn't too bad, actually. It kept me moving around. It wasn't strenuous. So we did that, knocked it out in about 3 hours, got finished about 6 o'clock, and then it was time for a very, very hot shower. And some more of Jamestown. We're busy watching Jamestown on, I think it's on Netflix, or TVNZ, I can't remember which. TVNZ, I think. No, TVNZ it's on. Been watching that. Very good, on series 3 now. But this morning, holy moly, when I tried to get out of bed this morning, my back was absolutely killing me. You're lucky you got a live stream, in all honesty. It very nearly didn't happen. But I'm here now, and we're going to enjoy it. And Mrs. Mechanic has promised me she's going to go and get me a pie, which is brilliant, because I was a bit sad last weekend that I didn't get a pie. Anyway, where do we get to? That's how I hurt my back, which was not good. Not good at all. So sorry, Sheldon, I won't be playing any golf. Probably ever, I should think. I'm not really a golf kind of guy. Peter Swatman. Hey, Andy and crew. Good morning, Peter. Welcome to the workshop. Daz323323 says, morning, Andy and crew. Good morning, Daz. Welcome back, sir. Alan Cook. Alan Cook's always here, as many of you guys are, actually. Good morning, Alan. Alan says, hiya. That sounds far too positive, Alan. I'm sorry, given my current state of mind. Machine NZ. Morning, Andy and Mr. Ratty. I think there is no rats. We've got them all. I looked on top of the blue roll, which is, as you well know, you all know where the blue roll is. It's up there, look. The blue roll is always a really good telltale if there's still ratties in the workshop, because there's little ratty footprints across the top of it. They like to run across the top of the blue roll for some reason. Maybe sleep up there. I don't know. But anyway, I was using the blue roll this morning, checked for little ratty footprints, and no ratty footprints. So great news. Still haven't cleaned out those drawers. That might be a job for today, but I have got a lot to get done today. Cheers, Kevin. Kill Switch BB. Hi, Andy and crew. Sorry I've not been around for the last couple of weeks. Mate, don't you worry about that at all. We've all got plenty done. Goes on to say, been busy with various home projects that have taken far too much of my free time, but I have been watching streams when I had time. Oh, good man. Thank you for the support. I do know what it's... Oh, my word. Somebody sent me a load of photos. Hang on. Looks like Daniel. Let's see what Daniel has. 29 pictures. Oh, and a message. Oh, there we go. Look, right. Bear with me. Holy crap. What have you been doing? Give me a second. I've got to catch up with this one. Oh, somebody's been doing lighting by the looks of it. This is another room that he's been doing. I'll show you in a second. Yes, lots and lots of wire. I can't show you all the pictures, but he's been working in there. Look, oh, golly, terrible. That looks like a kitchen to me. Yes, it's got to be a kitchen, is that? And that's what it was like before he put the cupboards in. So he's been doing all the cupboards and the wiring and stuff. Good man. It's a big job, isn't it? Yeah, look at the mess coming out of the wall there. Nice. Can't beat rewiring. Peace of mind. Wiring and rats don't go together at all. And some plumbing, by the looks of it. Big job, mate. Big job. Oh, that's a lot tidier. Look at that. Much better. I must admit, whenever I do wiring, I always try and keep the wiring right against the, really, really neat and tidy behind the plasterboard. Not straggly, because, when I drill holes later on to put pictures up and things, I want to know where the wires are. I've not yet managed to drill into a wire, not to my knowledge anyway. I'm trying to avoid it. There we go. Good job, Daniel. Excellent work. Yeah, I did see a message, I think, from Sheldon. What's another one from Sheldon? No. No, okay, cool. Right, we've caught up. Get rid of those. Oh. Sheldon sent me a post. I thought I spotted his name in here. Very nice, Sheldon. Not entirely sure that I can show that on the live stream though. Alice_blonde on Instagram. Very nice. Good job, mate. Right, where do we get to? Honestly, I get dragged into Instagram quite easily. So, useless. Where do we get to? Where do we get to? Simon. Ooh, that sounds like lower back pain. The worst type. Nice hot water bottle. Yeah. Unfortunately, today, after the live stream, I have a trailer to fix. Yes, for the first time ever, other than lighting issues, the little trailer has failed the warrant due to bushes on the rear axle. The eye bushes, on the springs, on the leaf springs, have both failed. They're worn out. So I think the last 2 trips to the South Island with a little trailer, which is about just shy of 10,000 Ks all up, has been just a bit too much for it, and it needs some care and attention. And the story, the plot thickens actually, and this sort of goes, well, okay. So it failed the warrant, and I'm down on my way up to Auckland, not too far from here, and the guy goes, "Oh, you need a couple of bushes for your spring, the springs in the rear axle." Okay, no problem. That's not a difficult job. Can easily be fixed. Bit of a shame it couldn't get a warrant there and then, but hey, it's done 13 or 14 years now, so 14 years it's done. So, it's to be expected. So I rang up the IFA Williams agent in Cambridge. Southland Trailers, I think they're called. Or Southern Trailers, I think it is. Southern Trailers. Rang them up where I bought the triaxle from. And this young lady answered the phone, and I said, "Morning," got through the pleasantries. And I said, "Right, LT105G, I think it is. I need a couple of leaf spring eye bushes for the rear axle." And she said to me, "Did you buy the trailer from us?" And I said, "No." And I was thinking, well, maybe they've got a record of the trailer on their system. That's why she asked. So I said, no, I didn't. I brought it all the way from the UK myself in a container with lots of other stuff many years ago. And she said then, "Well, we can't sell you any parts for it." What? You're an IFA Williams franchise. You're the importer for IFA Williams, and you're not prepared to sell me any parts for my trailer? This is ludicrous. I said, "I have also purchased another trailer from you. A triaxle at like $18,500 worth. And you've sold me plenty of parts for that, and you've sold me parts previously for the little one as well. What's going on?" And she said, "Oh," and you could hear her backpedaling in the background, little brain going. And she said, "Oh, well, actually, because you bought a trailer from us, we're happy to sell you parts." I thought, this is still very odd. Surely you'd be happy to sell parts to anybody, make as much money as possible. And then I started thinking to myself, well, maybe it's because the parts are in such short supply, they only want to look after their own customers, i.e. customers that they've sold trailers to, which you can see the logic behind that, but you can also see how much it's going to upset somebody that owns an IFA Williams trailer that didn't buy it from them. And that's bad for the brand. Really, really bad. Anyway, we got beyond that hurdle, fortunately, and she said, "Well, we don't have any. They won't be here till the end of May." And that's 4 or 5 weeks away at the time. So I said, "Well, that's not really going to work for me. Tell you what, why don't you just email me the dimensions of the bushes, i.e. the OD, the ID, and the width, and then maybe I can source some, on my travels from there's a place called the Mount Shop in Auckland. They've got a few branches around New Zealand. They sell lots and lots of different kinds of bushes and engine mounts and stuff and track rod ends and things." And she said, "Well, I don't have that information to hand." I said, "Well, that's fine. Maybe you could ask James, who's the owner of the business and does more of the technical stuff. Maybe he could email it through to me." "Oh, you'll have to ring him yourself." Okay, fair enough. Well, I never actually got round to ringing James, unfortunately. So the plan of attack this morning is to get the trailer jacked up on some axle stands and at least pull one of the bushes, so I've got something to, a pattern that I can take with me on my next week's driving, and hopefully I can spot a mount shop, swing by, and hopefully match them up get them and then get them put in next weekend and get the trailer warranted, and then I can go and deliver a motorcycle to Bulls the week after, which needs to go back. The one that I fixed, it's done, needs to be delivered back to the customer, and I don't have time to do it, and I haven't got a trailer to do it at the moment. So, and there's no way I'm driving to Bulls with the big trailer with one motorcycle on it. That is not going to happen. So that started the week off really well. Failed the warrant, and then getting told by an Eiffel Williams dealership that they weren't prepared to sell me any parts. And then they still couldn't help anyway. So what's the world coming to? Honestly, the last time I experienced that was in the UK, when we had the parallel import cars, and the main dealerships, the franchises, were just grumpy that they hadn't sold the car and they weren't prepared to provide parts for them. Plus, sometimes there were variants on the parts, and they didn't have access sometimes to the parts diagrams for the import cars and stuff. So it all got a bit messy. So you can understand why they did that. Where do we get to? Honestly, I'm just not with it all this morning. Yes, so thank you, Simon. It hurts like hell, to be honest. Connor K. Hey, the Mariner. Good morning, Connor. Morning, Andy and crew. Just came across the video you posted a few days ago. I will watch it later. Need to scroll down that notification list more often. All good, matey. That video was never really intended to go out as a separate video. It really was supposed to be embedded in the DR200 trip. But it turned out I had way too much footage, and I tried to edit it down, but there was so much stuff that was interesting in that video that Ken was going on about as regards the Hayes engineering workshop, the old workshop down in Ida Valley, that I felt compelled not to cut it out, and it really justified being a video on its own. And I think what it's gonna do, and it's something I've been thinking about for a long time, but it's sort of being the tipping point now, is when I'm out and about and I go to somebody's workshop somewhere, we can do a workshop tour of their workshop, and that will be a video. And that Hayes workshop tour is very much really the first one of its type. It's something I've planned to do for many years, never really got round to doing it, but I think now we've now got a category for those type of videos, and I think it's great fun to go and explore the old workshops and see how other people have their workshops and how they do things, because my workshop's very different. I think it's very specific to filming. I mean, there's a shit ton of lights in here, and the way that the benches are laid out is again predominantly for filming purposes, and I do quite a mix of jobs, but not like a retail workshop. You know, it's quite different what we do here. So you know, it's good to see comparisons and how and the tricks of the trade and what people have done, and I do visit a lot of workshops. I mean, believe it or not, on Friday I was in a Honda dealership. I was. You can ask yourself why. I can't tell you, but I was. And it was very successful. And no, I'm not leaving my current employment. So you don't even think about comments about that, because I'm not. Now then, hang on, where do we get to? Kill switch BB. No, Simon, it needs cooling to take away the swelling. Okay. It feels nice with the hot water bottle though, doesn't it? Daniel Beddle. I messaged you on Facebook. You did, Daniel, and I've covered that. Thank you. Appreciate the pictures. Richard Perry, morning, Andy and crew. Hope you feel better soon. GB. Thank you, Richard. I appreciate it. Yeah, me too. I absolutely hate it when I twist my back, and I'm sure it happens. I mean, it actually only happened about 10 days ago, and then it quickly recovered. But now it's a lot worse this time. So obviously maybe it hadn't quite fully healed or recovered or whatever you want to call it. But it all stems back to when I was a teenager, or actually no, when I was early 20s, when I started my off-road driving centre, and we had to do engine swaps in the little Suzuki SJ410s, and at that time I couldn't afford an engine hoist. We ran the thing on a shoestring budget, we really did. And of course, you know, when I've got to swap an engine out, the only other way, if you haven't got a hoist, and we couldn't even get the Jeeps in the workshop, it was more like a garden shed. I had to stand on the inner wings with a strop over my shoulders onto the engine and give it a bit of a wiggle off the bellows in bolts, and then lift it out. It was not, you know, sure, I could do it, and I've done it many times, but it's not a good thing to do. I used to walk around with axles off the Jeeps on my shoulder. Never really thought anything of it. But, you know, quite obviously I didn't do my back any good, because now it hurts like hell. But not all the time. Most of the time it's fine. So I'm not grumbling, apart from today. I'm going to grumble today. Why? Why did it have to happen now? Anyway. Roger Heaps, Hayes' video was awesome. Thank you, Roger. No, I appreciate it. I mean, it's the kind of video that goes on the channel. It's very, very different to what we normally do. I knew that it wasn't going to get many views. I didn't do it for that. I wanted to preserve that visit on YouTube. And hopefully, I mean, they've done a great job down there. Hopefully, a few people that do watch that video from around the world, when they do come to visit New Zealand, they might go and, you know, visit the site and see what the you know, what Hayes Engineering was all about. And there's a lot more to the tour than was in that video. I couldn't include the whole tour. I mean, there's a whole house to go and look at. There's loads of outbuildings to go and look at. Ken was a brilliant chap to take you around. He was so knowledgeable. And when you go around the house, you go off on your own. It's not a tour. You can just explore, you know, at your own leisure, so to speak, and you can spend as long as you want on site. There's a nice cafe there and stuff as well. So it's definitely worth a visit. And Ida Valley's got a lot of history to it, and it's very cold in the winter down there, or it used to be. it's not as cold anymore. So Roger, I'm pleased you enjoyed the video, matey. Daniel Bedell, have you ever heard of a 12-2-2 wire? No, I haven't. That doesn't make any sense to me. Probably a very different sort of scale, or, you know, that they use in your area or your country to what we use in the UK. But I just don't. 12-2-2. I mean, 12 gauge, 2 core, double ins. I don't know. I don't know, Daniel. I'm only guessing. William Brody. Hey, Andy and crew from Minnesota, US of A. Good morning, William. Welcome to the workshop, sir. John Dwyer. Hey, Andy, sorry to hear you've hurt your back. I slipped 2 discs in the lower back when I was 21. Holy crap, that's early to do that. Still a problem for me today, and I'm 62. Yeah, sorry, mate. It's not good, is it? It's not good at all. Back pain's not nice. But normally, it's fine. I don't get any twinges. I don't get any problems at all. I can lift what I need to. But I am a lot more cautious about what I lift these days. But every now and again, you slip up and it bites you. And it's bitten me. Simon, for what it is, can you not just make some philosopher bronze bushings? Philosopher bronze bush. I could do that, and I've probably got enough. Well, I don't know the OD, so I'm not entirely sure whether I've got what I need to do it. And I may not have enough, actually, because I made something else the other day. But yes, I could do that. I could do it. I'd rather fit metallastic bushes, which what was in it to start off with. And I've got realistically about another 10 days before I need to use the trailer proper. I can push that delivery back a couple of days. So I've got to go up to Kaitaia next week. So I'm driving all week, going through Auckland, going through some other towns as well. So pretty confident I'll be able to pick up what I need, as long as I can get one of the bushes out today, which I'll be doing a video on it, because the Ifor Williams trailer videos that I've done up to date, which has been very few, they've actually been really popular, because there's a lot of Ifor Williams trailers out there, and clearly replacing the bushes is one of the things that you have to do after 14 years of ownership and about 130,000 kilometers of driving. But they're an incredibly durable trailer. They really are. They're just, everything else just seems to pale into insignificance. You know, the Ifor Williams trailers are very much in a league of their own as regards durability, strength, reliability, all that kind of stuff. They're just totally different. I would certainly put them into a category of a commercial type trailer as opposed to a domestic trailer, for sure. No, I don't want to restart. Go away. Thank you. Stupid laptop. So Simon, good idea. And as a last resort, that's what I'll have to do. But I'd rather just fit the metallastic bushes, to be honest. Especially because I want to do a video. I want to use the genuine. I say genuine. I can't use the genuine parts, but at least something similar. Daniel again, basically it has 12 gauge. Oh, I've got 12 gauge wires in one sheathing. Wow. Okay. I don't do too much mains electrical work, and the stuff that I do, I try to keep really simple. I mean, all the lights in here are on plugs that plug into sockets, so I can take them down really easily if I need to do work, or turn them off, just unplug them. It's dead simple. I don't need loads of switches and loads of wiring in the workshop. I know it's a bit Heath Robinson, but it actually works really well. I can swap lights out very, very quickly. Works well for what I have to do, but it might look a bit weird in the workshop with all the plugs and stuff and the wiring and the ceilings all over the place. I'm sure Mr. Ratty loves it. But Mr. Ratty's gone, isn't he? Now then, Simon, the last video was awesome. It sounded, the sound of the belts on the cast iron is one of the best sounds in the world. It was very cool. It brought back a lot of memories, actually. Reminds me of summer and traction engines and vintage shows. Exactly. That's where I've heard it. The Pickering Traction Engine Rally. That's where I've heard those sounds. Yes. Thank you, Simon. It was very, very cool, actually. Very cool. The one thing that I would say is they're very wary of the health and safety factor. Now, they do tell us, you know, when they do start the belts up, please don't touch anything, stay away from everything. But there's a lot of exposed belts. So some of the rotating stuff is you know, waist height. It's very, very accessible. And such, you know, and there are children there. So as sad as it sounds, it really is only a matter of time before somebody sticks their finger somewhere that they shouldn't, should I say. And that, I think, would cause them a lot of problems. I don't know how they're going to stop it. I think being immersed and being right next to the belts and being right in the workshop with it all running is a fantastic experience, and I fully endorse it. But I also think that there's probably going to be a problem at some point in the future, especially if they get busier. You know, lots of school kids running around in the summertime. Sheldon, a little machining project on Messenger from Friday while we were talking of engineering. Here we go. What Sheldon sent me. Oh, right. Hang on. Bear with me. Bear with me. There he is. Oh, bicycle stuff. Yes. Sheldon likes his mountain bikes as well. He does a lot of. Oh my word. Look at that. So Sheldon's been on his lathe. Can I show it? Can I flick through there? I can. Right. There you go. Look, he's been making a bicycle. Looks like a spacer or some kind of hub for the rear cluster, we call that, don't we? It's a long time since I've worked on bicycles. So he's been machining that up in his massive lathe. Bit of overkill. There you go, look. Good job, mate. As always. Oh, look, we've even got a little diagram. So we've got a gap. There we are. You can see the gap. There you go, look. Fantastic work, Sheldon, as always. But I would expect nothing less of you. But a very fiddly little job on a massive lathe like that, I must admit. Done a great job. Thank you for sending those through. I'll take a closer look later on, and we can discuss your engineering prowess. John Nuttall, bad back. I bet you use a leather belt on those pants. That's the main reason the lower back goes in my... Really? I've always worn a leather belt. I suppose maybe it puts pressure on that part of the back. Maybe, I don't know. But if I didn't wear a belt, my trousers would definitely fall down. That's not good. It's not a good look. Daniel, 12 gauge wire that has 2 pairs of wires with a single bare copper wire for the earthing. For a total of 5 wires in one sheathing. Probably very useful for lighting circuits and stuff then, where there's not too much current. Sheldon, back again, made an 11-speed cassette fit into a 10-speed free hub. You see? What it's all about. I used to play around a lot on the bicycle stuff for the first year I was here in New Zealand, and I got my Shimano qualification as a qualified Shimano mechanic. I was dead chuffed I got that. And then I only used it for about 2 years after that, and then stopped doing bicycles. So Hey, it's one of those things. But I think it helped me a bit with my wheel building. Even on the motorcycle wheel. I'm not very good at wheel building, to be honest, but it definitely helped me understand how to build true wheels, for sure. Rog, Rog, Roger Dodger. Here he is. Hi, Andy. Good morning, Roger Dodger. Welcome to the workshop, sir. Daniel Bell, look at the yellow wire coming out of the outlet on the left-hand side of the fireplace. I did look at that. I did. All right, then. I'll show the people. Hang on. Go back, go back, go back, go back, go back. Right, let me find that one. Do you mean... Oh, hang on. I think you want me to show one that's got the... Is it that picture you want me to show? There, look, the yellow wires coming out. So those wires have got five... That's got 5 wires internally. I'm trying to see if there's one that's bared back. No. No. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, Daniel. Appreciate that. There he is, doing his wiring. Good job. Don't let the smoke out. So, where's Simon? There he is. I've got his attention now. Look what turned up in the post. I have no idea what's in here. Thank you very much, Simon. I nearly put it on the thumbnail, and I thought that'll spoil the surprise. So I didn't put it on the thumbnail. We have a parcel all the way from the UK from Simon Raw. Simon has sent many, many parcels to New Zealand. He must get some massive discount on the freight, otherwise on the postage. But no, I'm sure he doesn't. But thank you very much. It was a big surprise to get this in the PO box. I don't get very much fan mail, you may call it, or stuff sent through. But you know, when I do, it's really nice to see it. To be honest, it really is. So it was sent on the 25th of, holy crap, the 25th of February. Sorry, yeah, 25th February, and it didn't arrive till the end of April. And it's a gift. Thank you, Simon, for the gift. There you go. If you want to send something through, if I put my hand over, I have covered up the address, but there you go. That's my PO box address if anybody needs it. There you go. I can show that. Royal Mail. Not seen that for a while. Right. We've got the knife. I can't do an Eric Earl. Ding. There you go. That's made the noise. Right. We're going in to camera, Andy, to camera. Now, what kind of box is it? Oh, that feels like it might be a seam there. Very well wrapped, by the way, Simon. Very well wrapped indeed. I'm just going to run it down the edge. Hopefully, I won't let the blood. Hang on. I need to steady myself here. There we go. Is that going to get me in? Geez, it's not. This is extremely well wrapped, Simon. There we go. We're going in now. Right. Maybe I should turn the camera around. I'll turn the camera around, then you can see what's going on. A lot more fun that way. Right, ready? Oh, I've got... jeez. Ow. Let me get rid of that. Turn you around. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Oh, there you go. Look. Those... seems it's in shot now. Look. They're all the front suspension braces that Mrs. Mechanic's been wrapping up. We got more assembled yesterday morning, so I'm really, really, really chuffed that they're now out of the workshop, or they will be by tomorrow. Heading the way back up to Auckland. Okay, and we've got. I'll do Miss Forge for you a bit later on, so something else we look forward to. We've got Miss Forge for May, which is great. Right, we're going in. Get rid of those. Simon's going to go, no, don't put it down there. Right, that's right, that's quite safe. Just get the end done. Get the end done. Right, how's that for opening a parcel up? Pretty neat. I'll be keeping this box, Simon. I'll keep it with all my other little trinkets that we get. Okay, so, oh, look at this. Here we go, here we go. Here we go. You ready? What have we got? That's it for the box. Ooh, what have we got here? This isn't the world's most famous motorcycle TV show, but it should be. Mondo Enduro. 44,000 miles in 440 days. The longest possible land route in the shortest possible time. That's a hell of a long way. I got a DVD. Look at this. These are the lads. When Mondo Enduro was conceived in the winter of 1992, it seemed like a substantial challenge to those involved. Sure did. It was only in the few months before departure of spring 1995 that the possibly greater challenge of filming it was seriously considered. I'm pleased that they did. None of the 7 riders had any experience of shooting or directing, and of course, none of them were used to being in front of the camera. And indeed, what camera? Various calls were made to the BBC and Channel 4 in London, and it became clear that as members of the public, the national adventures of Mondo Enduro held zero interest to the TV establishment. Around this time, Austin and Gerald's mum and dad had bought a fancy but chunky video camera, the Sony VX1. It was the world's first ever high-8 camera, and hence the first time a broadcast quality format had been packed into a domestic handycam housing and been available on the high street. The Vince parents had found the XV1 a touch newfangled and gladly sold it to the Mondo team. In many respects, it is this single fact that made the Mondo Enduro show possible. This was the first time that amateurs were able to record their adventures to a high quality but on a low budget, and hence this DVD is in some small way at the vanguard of reality TV. The pivotal XV1 camera was augmented with a truly miniature Super 8 camera, and in the 1970s, the 1970s microphone from a car boot sale. Thusly equipped, never heard that word before. Thusly equipped, the team shot 21 hours of video and 52 minutes of cine film over the next 400 days. How it ever got onto the Discovery Channel thereafter is indeed another story. Special thanks to Crescent Motorcycles, Jeffrey Vince, Cascade Designs, Nomad, and Orange County Suzuki. Very cool. Very, very cool. Oh, look at this. We've got a badge. Oh, my word. We've got a Mondo Enduro sticker. Very, I had no idea this was coming. It's a complete surprise. Tool Girls, Mondo Enduro. Let's head for Andy's workshop. Yours, Austin Vince. Very cool. Very, very cool. Look at this. And that's the route that they did there, look. In fact, I can take the cover out. Hang on, bear with me. There we go. Look at that. Across the world. With a bit of a loop. I like this bit. Look, you could have just done that bit there, look. But no, you had to do all that. Absolutely. Very, very cool. I'm going to really enjoy watching this. Great job, Simon. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely. You get yourselves down here, lads. Come and see the Tool Girls. Oh, my word. I'm going to read this. I remember the old V5 documents. Jeez. Gives you some background of the whole trip and everything. This is really... Hey, up, what's going on there, lads? Oh, God. Oh, look at that. That's seen some work. God. Oh, this is going to be great. Very much looking forward to reading this and watching the videos. I'll read this first and then watch the video. Watch the DVD. Mrs. Mechanic will love that. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much, Simon. I really appreciate it. And, of course, Austin as well. This is all signed off. Absolutely. I can't say any more. That's just brilliant. I'll put that back together off camera a bit later on, but that is wonderful. Thank you very much. Right. Turn you round. How's that? Is that going to work? It's probably going to work there, look. In fact, let's pull that back again for a second. Oh, man. Bad back day today. Bad back. Oh, knife in the phone. That's not a good idea. So we'll do a little shot because they might be taking a screenshot from the. I might have to change the thumbnail. I might have to change the thumbnail to this video actually. Very, very cool. Thank you very much. I really, really appreciate this. This is above and beyond. Really, really appreciate it. I'll put that back together a bit later on, and I will treasure that forever. And it may have to live in the glass cabinet as well because it justifies that, doesn't it? It doesn't want to be hidden away in the house. It wants to be on display. That is brilliant. So thank you again, Simon. Austin, really, really appreciate that. You guys are legends as always. Right, where did we get to? What's going on here? Hang on. Simon, I don't know what it is, but being able to be able to put a piece of metal in the chuck and make the art you need is very, very satisfying. It is incredibly satisfying to be able to make something and solve a problem using a piece of machinery like a lathe. I mean, I really like my little Boxford lathe. I think it's really cool. And I'm very much looking forward to getting the Myford rebuilt, but it's just on the back burner at the moment. I don't want to rush it. I want to take my time doing it, and I want to make a good job because it's something that I'm going to I'm going to give to Ben, and hopefully he'll look after it. Oh, some good news. Ben has found a house, by the way, only to rent with some of his mates. But man, is it a house? It's got a garage and everything. He's very happy. Very, very happy, actually. Mike Wazansky, too small for beans. Man, if you could get a tin of beans in there, you'd have had to put it in the press first, wouldn't you? That is tiny, isn't it? Yeah, no beans in that one. Simon, it's not lost. Inside it's not lost. It's not lost. Is that the one that you thought was lost? Inside is signed from the creator. I spotted that. Thank you. And well done. Really, really appreciate that, mate. You've gone to a lot of effort to sort that out for me. And I am very, very grateful. Daniel Beddle, I used it to save space on the neutral and earth bus bars in the breaker panel box. It splits the earthing wire and it uses 2 hots and 2 neutral wires. The hots go to the breakers and the neutrals go to their proper bus bar locations. I can just about follow that. Daniel Bell, 12 gauge wire for 20 amp circuits. 20 amps, pretty high. Sorry, I assumed it was just for lighting and stuff, but clearly not. So do you do, in the UK, when we wire up sockets, we usually do what we call a ring main, where you start at one end and you wire up all your sockets, then you go back to where you started again. So the load is shared around the whole circuit, so to speak. Do you do that over there? Oh, he goes on to say, find the one that looks more rounded versus being flat, like the normal 12-2 wires. Okay, I'll do that again. Hang on, because we've not got too many comments to go at, so we're all right. Give me a second. Find the one that's rounded. There's a lot of pictures. There's a lot of pictures. Bear with me. Bear with me. Oh, that's the end, so it's not down that end. He said near a fireplace, rounded wires. No, they're flat. Well, the fireplace is definitely in this shot. Is it that one that you mean, Daniel? There, look, those wires. I think it is from the picture. They look a lot more round. I think that's what you're after. That's not a fireplace shot. They're definitely flat. They're flat. Silence on the live stream is never good, is it? No, I think we've covered it. Okay, I think that was the one. Sheldon. Woo! That'll be inspiring for the next bike trip. Man, could you imagine being on the road for that long? 44,000 miles. That's a very long way. 440 days. That's a very long time. You know, that's a year, what, a year and a third? Year and a third? Yeah, about a year and a third, isn't it? That's what, 12, 15 months on the road? That's very cool. I mean, that's an adventure of a lifetime, and one to be extremely envious of. Would I ever get involved in doing something like that? Yeah, honestly, if somebody asked me, I would jump at the chance. Absolutely. Could I organise that on my own with Mrs. Mechanic? I'd love to. I really would love to do it. Um, Probably have to sell everything to do it, and then you've done the experience and you come back and you haven't got anything left. It's a very expensive world we live in these days. But I will definitely enjoy watching that, and I'm sure, I'll try and imagine myself doing it. I would love to do that. Keep going, keep going. Yes, Sheldon, maybe. Who knows? Maybe. Simon. The UK is now radial for sockets. The ring main was to save copper after the World War II, but can carry more power. I still wire up ring main. When I do the sockets in here, which it needs to get done at one point. At some point, one day, it'll all get done. But to be fair, I've tended to go more for overhead sockets now rather than against the wall, because it's just easier. It keeps your wires off the bench and stuff more. So maybe I'm going down that route, to be honest. But it could do with wiring up properly, because I've got basically, there's only one circuit in this workshop, really, realistic. Well, there isn't actually, because it does go through the fuse box, or the distribution box now, and there's 4 circuits coming out of there. But they're all mixed up. There's lights running off what was originally supposed to be socket circuits, and it's just a mess. It is, but it works, sort of. Hasn't caught fire yet. That's all that matters. It's only temporary, he says. Daniel, do you mean like a daisy chain? Yes. Yes. Simon, the lads done it on a shoestring budget. I bet they did. I mean, even a shoestring budget is still a lot of money when you be away from home for that period of time, and you're paying for fuel and fixing the bikes and paying for transport to move the bikes from country to country and things. It soon adds up, doesn't it? But I'd love to do that kind of thing. I really would. I remember reading a book called Jupiter's Travels when I was a teenager. Ted Simon? Is that right? Ted Simon was his name? Did it on an old Triumph. And that was very inspiring. I really, really enjoyed reading that book, and I've still got it somewhere. Hopefully. Unless Mum's got it. Lambros Stefanas. The only solution for the back pain is everyday action. I know where you're coming from. I'm not going to say what happened on Friday night. I'm not. Probably the reason why it hurts so much now. Sheldon Rush. I have a friend who has bicycled around most of the world. Took him years. Well, that's true dedication, and I couldn't do that. I don't mind riding a push bike, but when you know that we've designed engines to go in push bikes and they go a lot faster and we call them motorbikes, then I do tend to go for the motorcycle. John Nuttall, do we have an update on Steve? The last I read, this is Steve from Simply Diagnostics. He's been in hospital, a very poorly chap. It was on one of, I'm not saying anything that isn't public. He said that he'd had a heart attack, which is really bad, obviously. And he then got moved to another hospital, and he had an operation where he had some stents put in, and they were checking his heart rhythm. Lots of wiggly lines. He enjoyed that bit. But no, I don't know where he's at, whether he's home, whether he's, stable, I suppose is the right word. I just don't know. I mean, he's bound to have been flooded with messages and so on. I did comment on a few of his posts, but I've not sent him a private message. I don't want the guy getting overwhelmed by or feeling compelled to have to reply back. He's not very well, and he just needs to take some time out. And fingers crossed, I hope he bounces back, and 100%. And we all wish him well. I know we all do. He's a great guy, a very knowledgeable chap, and yeah, fingers crossed, eh? Get yourself fixed, Steve. Send me a message when you're ready. Send me a message and let me know how you're getting on. Where do we get to? Simon. So what's the pie going to be? I don't know. Mrs. Mechanic is supposed to have gone out to get me a pie, and all has gone quiet. She's run off my credit card, my bank card, should I say. It's not in my phone or my wallet anymore, so she's got that. So hopefully she hasn't got to go too far. I mean, worst case scenario, she might have had to go to the local town, which is why she's maybe a while she's not back yet. I don't know. Hopefully she's okay. Now then, Daniel Bedell, do you use switched outlets for your lights? No, some of them are just little power, multi-boards that don't have a switch on. Some of them do have switches. But basically, I come in, turn the power on the distribution box, plink, 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 everything turns on. And I know I shouldn't use the main switch in the distribution box as my daily on-off switch. But at this point in time, ooh, that could be the pie. That's Mrs. Mechanic back. That's a Suzuki car horn. She has a little Suzuki Swift. Very cheap horn. Very nice. Well done, Suzuki. So yeah, pie's here. But no, that's just how it is at the moment. And it works. It's electric. I'm too busy. I haven't got time to rewire the workshop at the moment. I've got other stuff to do. And, as long as it's functional. We will, however, be getting an electrician down to do the 200 amp supply to the workshop. And at the same time, we've decided where the shop blasting cabinet's going to live and where the air compressors are going to live. We're going electric again. I think I mentioned this to you last weekend. So we've decided all that's going to go under the carport. We're going to build like a cupboardy area to hide it all away and to suppress some of the noise. And obviously, with those 3 compressors, we're going to need a power supply to those as well. So that will all be done. And we need a stagger start on the compressors. So the electrician will have to do all of that. It needs to be done. I can't keep messing around. I need my gear to be ready to go rather than have to be set up every time. And at the moment, it's a real mess. It's a Heath Robinson job, and it needs to be sorted out. And we've got a little bit of money to do that. Oh, knock, knock. There's somebody at the door. Hang on. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. I'm coming. Oh, jeez. Right. Thank you very much. Cheers, honey. We've got a pie. Right, we'll have to get in the warmer pretty sharpish, won't we? Okay, let's get that lined up again. Okay, so we've got Mrs. Mechanic has come up trumps. We've not done this one before. We've got a Mackenzie lamb, rosemary, and mint pie. I do like lamb, little lammies. They're very tasty. So it says here, a hearty winter warmer, golden pastry, New Zealand lamb, rosemary, mint, carrot, and potato. Sounds very hearty, 210 grams. Pies made well. And we have done a few Mackenzie pies, and I've had them on the road as well. And I do like the Mackenzie country in the South Island. That area of the South Island is very cool. So, we need to get it the pie warmer because it needs warming up. It is warm, but it's not at edible temperature, in my opinion. It deserves to get warmer. So give it the best chance. Now, a quick check around first. It's very, very soft and squidgy. So we've got to be careful with this, but there we go. Around there. Dum, 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 dum. We've got a little bit of lift on the lid there. It is integral, but you can see how soft it is. See, my fingers are just oozing into the base. Be super careful with this one, otherwise the whole thing's going to fall apart before we even get it cooked. Or warmed up, should I say. Reheated. We've got a crack. Little crack just starting there as well. Okay, let's get this in the pie warmer. Terrible camera work, Mr. Young. Right. And then we can carry on with our comments. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Oh, God, I'm going to fall off the stool. Right. Ah, jeez. Dum, 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 dum. Ow. This is not easy. Okay, there you go. Cupboard in the background. That'll work, won't it? I know you're not level, but it'll do. Right. Open the door. Dum 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 into the pie warmer. You see how soft and squidgy it is? Look, it's all moving around. Right, let's give it, I don't know, about that much. Do your thing, pie warmer. Make it nice. Okay. Oh, yes, Miss Forge. For May. Miss May, look at that. Sorry, look at those. Brilliant. Very nice. No red tape required either. So we don't need to butcherize that page. Great job. Thank you again, Jared, for warming up the workshop. Appreciate that. What else do we need to do? I think that's about it. Oh, sorry, Sheldon. It's become a bit of a table. I've decided to keep my drill bits on there. Very handy. And I've run out of space. I've got some more slit discs there, look. But I've run out of space on my little rack. I need to... Honestly, I just don't want to throw anything away. It's all, you know. They're so full that every now and again one falls in the bin and I have to remember to take it out. Look at the bin. It's full again. Okay. Right. Where did we get to? I don't know. Oh, hang on. There's somebody else at the door. Bear with me. Turn around. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Boom. There we go. Right. Hang on. There's somebody else at the door. Hang on. Oh, what have we got? Coffee? Oh, yes. Thanks, honey. Right. Stick that there. Yes, I know the door doesn't shut very well. Right. We'll carry on. Probably got about 3 people watching. Oh, 35, 36. Wow, that's pretty good for me. Good job. Thanks for hanging in there, guys. I know it's a terrible live stream, as always. Terrible camera work. Right, so the lamb, rosemary, and mint pie is currently warming up. Looking forward to chomping my way through that one. I'll stick that over there because we need that packaging for the scores later on. Where do we get to? Hang on. Let's go back. Daniel, it's funny that you mentioned you're gonna get a 200 amp upgrade. I just did that in a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath house, and all of the wiring in that house. Mate, you need to get on a plane and come here and do my workshop for me. You're obviously very, very capable and competent at doing the wiring stuff in houses. Well, I totally trust you to do what I need to do here. Jason Finch, you should go to the bar. You should go to the bar. I try to go to bars as often as possible. Connor K, the pie has arrived, and you are correct. You should not use the main breakers for regular power on and off. I know, I'm a rogue. It could damage the breaker spark arresters. Probably will. It probably will. Yeah. Sorry, Connor. I just do stuff that, you know, I shouldn't do sometimes. And I understand that. And it'll bite me later on. But eventually, it's only temporary. Eventually, there'll be a proper, you know, power on and off. Because I want to have the ability to be able to cut all the power to the workshop when I'm not here. I don't like any wiring being live. Just in case, you know, for safety's sake. I don't want the place burning down. And Mr. Ratty's, you know, he could just, you know, he might have another family on the way and he might decide to move in and eat some of the, you know, the wiring, and then we've got a fire and it's all gone. So I like to just be able to go, turn everything off, no power. I don't need the internet in here when I'm not in here. There's just nothing that I need. Nothing needs to be powered when I'm not in the workshop. So for me, it's the best way. Simon Raw. Steve has inspired a lot of people. He has. He's brought a lot of people together as well. Without his influence via the videos and the community, I don't think I'd have set myself up and put myself up with a small business. He is very inspiring. He really is. And pure dedication to the number of videos that he puts out and the knowledge, the content of those videos, and just the enthusiasm of carrying people with him. I think he's done a great job, a really, really great job. And it hasn't been easy for him. You know, he's had a few setbacks over the years as well. And I don't mean health-wise. You know, he had problems with workshops and other bits and pieces. And the guy he just kept going. He kept pushing and pushing. He had a vision. he's certainly realizing that vision, and I'm very impressed. I really am. I wish I had half of the motivation that Steve has, and the dedication. You know, I love my YouTube channel. I'm really proud of what I've achieved over the years, but I'm just not able to give it as much time as I really want to give it. It's quite sporadic. Sometimes I knock out a load of videos, and they are educational. They have got good content, and then 2 or 3 months can go by where I'm just too busy with work, and I can't get into the more detailed, um, technically orientated diagnostic type videos. We're sort of jumping around on video content at the moment, and I'm not over impressed with that. I'm not happy with it. I've got the big bike trip videos to edit up, which is going to take a lot of time to do, and that again is going to detract from doing the more hands-on repair diagnostic type videos in the workshop. So yeah, it is very difficult. You know, really hard when you've got a full-time job as well and other stuff coming in as well. But Steve has done a fantastic job with it. He really has. Very, very impressed. He's a good guy. He really is a good guy. It's very genuine. Mike Bazanski, what a wife. She's brilliant. Mrs. Mechanic is second to none. She's one of a kind. She's amazing. She looks after me very, very well. And I have to add, she puts up with me very, very well too. I'm not the easiest husband to have, by any means. Simon, only 15 likes though. Hit the like. Is that? Oh no, we're up to 18 now, Sam. So yeah, if you've not hit the like yet, now's a good time to do it, if you feel justified. Now, Mrs. Mechanic has obviously pulled out the correct mug from the cupboard, so this is for you, Steve. We all wish you the very best in recovery, so you're back on your feet as soon as possible. And you're quite right. You know, we tend to take our bodies for granted, and you've got to look after it. And I am no ambassador to that whatsoever. But maybe you can inspire me to turn around a little bit as well. So good luck to you, sir, and well done. And we look forward to hearing from you. Cheers. Actually, it's a really good coffee. Thank you, Mrs. Mechanic. Now, Lambros Stefanas. I agree, Simon. Absolutely. John Nuttall, that pie looks anemic. It really did need to be cooked. Again, at least reheated. It was so soft on the pastry. It was unbelievable. Almost about to tear open. Mike Bazansky, do you have a ton of irons in the fire? Ooh, is that what we call a metaphor? Do I have a ton of irons in the fire? I have a lot going on, Mike. I mean, I get offered. I don't know what you mean by that. Yeah, I have a lot. I'm spinning a lot of plates for sure. You know, I've got, I've got the main job, which is 5, sometimes 6 days a week. You know, I'm busy. I mean, yesterday, you know, I got home Friday night and my ute's full of stuff that relates to work, things that I've collected during the week that I need to look at and assess. So I have to unload the ute. So that was done on the Saturday. At some point during Saturday, I probably spent an hour emptying out all the stuff that I collected, collating it all, going through it, deciding what to keep, what's rubbish, what to throw out. Yeah, it does. It eats into your normal time, and it's just the way it is, you know. So if it's during the week and I get to the mid-afternoon, maybe I've started at 7, been doing emails and stuff, and I get to like 3 o'clock and I've got a video to edit. I will just turn my work phone off and I will just edit the video. It's give and take. The job has to work for me as well as me work for the job. And it's very, very easy for me to push my stuff to one side and keep working late into the night. Maybe putting in 12, 14, maybe even 16 hours that day, just trying to keep up with the workload that's coming in. And that's not fair. That shouldn't have to happen. And I shouldn't have to sacrifice my own time. And in the last few weeks, I've revisited my workload, reassessed it, documented it, and sent it through to the powers that be, and made a concerted effort to try and give myself the time that I'm owed. and due. You know, my own time is my own time, and I shouldn't have to work it. Simple as that. I should be able to do what I want to do. And I like doing videos for YouTube. I enjoy it. I enjoy the feedback. I enjoy the interaction with the viewers. And I feel pride in capturing that knowledge base, although it's sometimes pretty shallow. I like to try and capture the knowledge base that I've got, whatever it is in that particular subject or repair, so that it can help other people. That's why I do it. And you all know that anyway. So Mike, yes, I'm spinning a lot of plates, matey, and unfortunately sometimes I end up spinning too many plates and things don't always go to plan. You tend to drop the ball sometimes, or in this case, a plate. S. Hutton, good day from Stephen in Australia. Australia! Thumbs up. That's for you, Stephen. Thumbs up. Australia. Yes. Not a bad place, full of flies and lots of things that try to kill you, but lots of people enjoy living there. Not a place for me, but good job. Keep it up. And good to have you in the workshop, sir. Peter Swatman. Andy, any ideas on how to fix starting problems caused by a slight accident with E10 fuel on a 450 quad? All fuel has been drained, but still doesn't like starting from cold. Not really come across that problem before. I would just go back to basics. You know, what do you need for cold start? Well, you need an enriched mixture. So if it's a 450 quad, you've not really given me an idea of the age of the bike. So is it carburetted? Is it fuel injection? You know, give me some more information, I think, before we can go down that. If you want to send me an email with some more details, and if it's of a particular brand, you could send me the VIN number of the bike, and then I can maybe provide you a bit more information around more specific aspects of that particular bike, if that's the case. Happy to help. Ben's just sent a message. Actually, I'm sure I can read this, you won't mind. Benji Bob. Benji Bob says, good news. Really good news. Ben. Oh, God. Ben wants me to kill all the wasps in the garden because he got stung by a wasp, and there's a lot of wasps out there. We've got a few wasp nests at the moment. And his arm did swell up really badly. He's pretty, I think he's pretty allergic to wasp stings. But the good news is, like I said before, he's found himself a house to live in, and he's coming down next week. I will be here. He's coming down next week to collect a lot of stuff, which means we're going to have some space back. That's brilliant. It also means that he might be driving Trevor the tractor, so I'll have to put the forks on the Trevor for him. And hopefully he won't crash it. He probably will. It's quite tight driving through the carport. Anyway, great news. Ben's collecting some of his stuff. Superb. Dave Shepherd, has the ethanol, so I don't really use ethanol, caused swollen rubber seals on the enriching plunger? So we're assuming, of course, it's carburetor. So the accelerator pump, we call that. Yes, possibly. Roger Heaps, ethanol hard on rubber, even 10% if left sitting. I've never used ethanol. I don't really know what effects it has, to be honest. I stay away from that kind of stuff. Peter's back. Peter Swatman, 2005 Yamaha Grizzly 450 FWAN with carb. I know the machine very well. Okay, Peter, can't give you any information over the live stream on that, but I can certainly help you via email. If you want to flick me an email through, and just tell me what you've done, a bit more information. If you can give me the VIN, that'd be helpful. I can maybe even drag out the service manual for you. I'm sure I've got a copy of that somewhere. Simon, with working, a good friend who has owned his business for a lot of years said to me something that is so true. You can very easily become busy, but if you're not enjoying it, you're a busy fool. That's absolutely right. I do very much enjoy my day job, my week job. It's full on. There's a lot of work goes into doing it. And year on year, the workload seems to be increasing. And irrespective of the last couple of years and what's been going on, it has still been very busy. I mean, sure, the first lockdown that we had here in New Zealand, 5 or 6 weeks, my workload plummeted. It did actually get a lot less for the first few weeks, but then things started to really pick up. And since then, it's been mental, absolutely mental. But you're right, you've got to enjoy life. You've got to do what you want to do. And I mean, only a few months ago, I was riding a bike across the whole of New Zealand in the middle of nowhere over mountains and up rivers and things. And I really, really enjoyed it. And I need to do that again. I need to keep doing that kind of stuff now and again. You know, a couple of times a year would be nice, really would. I'm busy saving up my holidays again now because I use them all up for that. Now, I do also have some more good news. Oh God, I can't even cough. The good news is, and I need to do I can now do the second part to the video. Garmin sent me the replacement Overlander. It turned up in the post earlier in the week, and very, very happy. They've actually sent me, I've already opened this once already. I can get back into it again. God, I don't want to break the box. Bear with me. Oh, there we go. Right. They've actually sent me a completely new one. When I sent the old one back, they made it very clear that all they wanted was the actual device itself, this bit. So, as it turns out, I now have a whole new set of accessories. So we'll get rid of that. So it comes with the suction mount. Jeez, terrible camera work, Andy. Comes with the suction mount and the chargers and all the leads and all that kind of stuff. So that's actually really useful. I've got another set of those. So thank you again, Garmin. They charged me about $248 or something to replace it. The old one broke entirely. It was entirely my fault. It wasn't their fault at all. But there you look. You see, it's even got the new cover on it. So I'll whip that off. I want to see what the screen looks like. So we're going to turn it on. Is it going to turn on? Boom. There you go. Look. Oh, look. The vertical and horizontal HUD is not all over the place anymore. It's working, which is great. So I've started to, jeez, nearly broke that one. I've started since the bike trip to get a lot more inquisitive about the gravel road network here in New Zealand. I've always been aware of a lot of the gravel roads and always tried to make a beeline to find them. Agree. Oh, don't say you're going to play up. What the hell? Thank you. Right, there we go. Look, it's working now. If it starts playing up, it'll go back. So with this, I can keep this in the ute, and it actually obviously plots where I've been and so on, so I can actually record the trails that I go on. Why are you not working? There we go. Right. Better. That was a bit weird. It should have been a bit more responsive on the buttons. But yeah, we've got the maps and everything on there, and I have actually already downloaded you can see on there. You see the little blue, the alternating blue and red line through there? That's part of the trip that we did. So I've actually loaded all those back into it as well. So I'd already opened the box. I think I said that. So yeah, it's going to be very, very helpful for me to do that. And then of course, for the next bike trip, I'll have more information of more gravel roads, and we can do a very different route through New Zealand. And maybe on the same bike, maybe on a different bike. I don't know yet. I have no idea at all. But it's really cool to have this back. I was not going to spend another $1,000 on a new one. Definitely not. And I sort of, because Garmin came to the table and sold me one a replacement one for a fraction of the price, it gave me the opportunity to have a replacement and to be able to use it again. And it was a really good tool. So I'm looking forward to using that again now. I really am. I'm quite relieved, in all honesty. Now then, Simon, I'm sure you can get work to let you endurance test some new prototype bikes. That's 3 weeks off-road riding minimum. I must admit, when I first started at Yamaha, or at least, sorry, did I say that word? Yes, I did say that word. It's just the way it is. I'm only human. I did think there'd be more of that going on, actually. Being on the bikes, testing, that kind of thing. it just doesn't happen. The nearest I get to that kind of stuff is, I suppose, diagnosing faults, listening to customers, understanding how they use the machines, and providing advice or what we call a local modification, to do something to their vehicle to make it better for them, for what they use it for, but obviously to make sure that any modifications that are made, are to standard and are going to be reliable. They're not going to impact on the machine and be detrimental to it. So yeah, that side of it's fun. I enjoy that kind of thing. But yeah, I think I'm in the wrong country for that kind of thing. If I was in the States, there'd be a lot of R&D work going on. If I was in Japan, there'd be a lot of R&D work going on. But here in little old New Zealand, it doesn't really go on very often, to be honest. So, what a wonderful day, apart from a bad back. Got the Garmin, got my Mondo Enduro DVD to watch, and we're going to start watching that tonight. Very much looking forward to that. I really, really am. So again, thank you everybody. Simon and what was the chap's name? Where was it? Vince. Was it Vince? Austin. Yes, Austin. Sorry, I forget. I've got a terrible memory these days. Thanks for signing it, lads. Do appreciate that. Obviously familiar with the Tool Girls as well, which is pretty cool. Come on, Pie, I'm getting hungry. Right, any more questions? Oh, so what did I do this week? Well, Monday was a bank holiday, so I was in the workshop doing stuff. I can't remember what it was now. We were doing stuff. In fact, no, Monday we were spraying all the plates for the brackets. That's what we did on Monday. And then I was up to Auckland Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I was doing dealer visits, going to go and see various motorcycle shops. Very busy doing that. I did have a day in the office, which would have been Wednesday. So Tuesday was spent pretty much driving up to Auckland. Had an ROV to deliver that I'd serviced. And then I worked late into the night doing admin work to try and get caught up. Wednesday I was in the office all day, admin work, just flat out doing that. And then Thursday was 2 dealer visits. Friday was a dealer visit that got cancelled. But I had, there's the pie. But then I had another visit to do at a Honda shop that I told you about earlier on. So I got that done. And then home. So pretty full on. Next week, I'm going up to Kaitaia, which, if you don't know, is right at the top of the North Island. It's nearly at the top of the North Island. Nearly. There's another peninsula above that, but that's as far as I go. So I'll be away. I drive up tomorrow. I've got a visit to do on the way up, and then I stay in Auckland tomorrow night, and then I'm up to Whangarei for a night, and then Kaitaia for a night, and then back to Auckland for a night, and then another visit, and then home. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There'll be 5 motorcycle shops to visit during that run, and of course all the associated admin work that goes with that, and all the other stuff as well. But I have started to edit videos on an evening. I try and pick maybe a couple of nights a week while I'm away where I'm busy editing. Hence why you got the Hayes engineering video out. That took me probably 3 nights to edit that up. It was quite a lot of work, was that one actually. And I actually had a problem on another video that I started editing where one of the hard drives, a new hard drive, one of the files had corrupted. And it took me about 2 hours to work out what the problem was, but I've subsequently since bought a solid state drive to be used when I'm editing on the roads so that it's a lot faster, and hopefully I won't get the same kind of a problem. Hopefully. Anyway, pie time. Come on then, let's go and get that pie, because, oh God, I'm getting hungry. Right, 3. Oh, I've got some more stuff on the screen. Go away. 3, 2, 1. Boom. And that didn't work. We had a misfire. Boom. There we go. Right. Dum, 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 dum. Oh, I can smell that. Oh, my word. What's happened here? We've had a complete structural failure between the lid and the base. I knew it was looking a bit dodgy. But look at this. Absolutely, with a complete lift-off look. Due to thermal expansion, it's popped the lid pretty much clean off. We've got about 1.5 inches of contact at the back. And that whole lid now will just be a giant hinge. Wow. Okay. Well, hopefully it's not going to... Jeez, it's hot. Hopefully it's not... Hopefully it's not going to fall apart. It's really hot, actually. And, of course, like an idiot... Oh, God. Hang on. We'll put it on my phone. That's probably reasonably clean. And then we'll stick the pie on there. Oh, right, pie time. How long have we been going for? 1:20. It's going to be a pretty quick pie review because I've got a trailer. I've got 2 videos to do today. Busy, and repairs and stuff. Okay. It's going to be way too hot to eat just yet, but we can have a little look around it again as a close-up. So, as it's cooling, actually, it is starting to firm up again. So, we have a major pastry adhesion problem here, where the lid has massively separated from the base. It has seemed to have dropped down a little bit, actually, from when it was in the pie warmer, but there you go. There's the issue. There's your problem, lady. Okay, very hot. That might help cool it down a bit, actually. Look at the steam coming out of there. Wow. That's a hot pie. As regards cracks around the base, it's sort of held out pretty well. It's opened up there a little bit. If that spreads down all the way to the base, the bottom side of the pie, then I think we're going to have another problem. However, it definitely needed to be rewarmed because the pastry now is a lot more solid. You can see now, I can put the whole weight of the pie on my finger, and it's not sinking up into the pastry. So it was definitely undercooked for sure. Not ideal. And I'm very pleased that I didn't eat it straight out of the packet, which I could have done, and that would have speeded up the whole live stream and got this out of the way. But it wouldn't have done the pie justice. It really wouldn't. The biggest problem now is where to start. Well, I think we're going to have to start here at this crack, just to give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to hold the lid in place. We'll flick it over. There's the underside, so you can see that. It's pretty good. Very round pie, isn't it? Very symmetrical. Okay, I'm gonna have a nibble. I know it's gonna be really hot, but I want to make a start because I'm bloody hungry. And that was all pastry. Now, just to clarify, this is probably the first lamb pie I've had here in New Zealand. It's not something I would normally buy from the store. Mrs. Mechanic had to buy me a pie today that we've not reviewed because I wanted to review one. And I don't know how well this is going to go. I'm going to try and review it without being biased to the fact that it's a lamb pie. Why should I? I'm not going to enjoy it. I'm going to try and review it on its own merits and not try and compare it to the steak and cheese pies that I'm such a fan of. But I do like lamb. I like lamb chops, so we might be all right. Wow. Okay. Where do we get to? I'm always really bad for not reading the comments while I'm doing the pie review, and I think because it's so hot we can do that. Now, Dave Shepherd, after 23 years working at Y, I'm now retired. It doesn't surprise me, Dave. It's very, very full on. It's not a normal kind of job by any means. It does tend. There's a lot of work, a lot of pressure. There can be a lot of stress if you let there be. But a great team, and a small team, but a great team. We all get on really, really well together. When we get a chance to catch up, at the moment, the last 2 years we've been quite fragmented as a team. It's very difficult. It really is. We're still working around the problems here in New Zealand and just trying to make the best we can out of stuff. It's definitely had a big impact on all of our lives. It really has. John Nuttall, Ari, you're back. Try to hang from the roof beams. Just taking your weight off, not doing chin-ups. Chin-up. I call them pull-ups. I haven't done pull-ups for years. I might manage one. Roger, do you think putting wiring loom, do you think putting the wiring loom off a Honda TRX 300 will work on a Chinese Honda copy? Simon will be a very good one to answer that. Probably not, because on the copies, the Chinese copies of the bikes, they tend to do the wiring quite differently. It might look the same, but often they'll actually wire things up very differently, and sometimes even use different components inside the black boxes and things, you know. So they do the things their own way and try to cut corners. I think the likelihood of being able to put a genuine loom onto a Chinese bike and everything work is highly unlikely, and you might let the smoke out, which will do more damage than good. A difficult call, to be honest. It really is. I think that if you're really keen to give it a go, I would definitely. You're going to have to compare the two harnesses, like for like, pin layout, connectors, color codes. Just try and be as sure as you possibly can, but I wouldn't like to be the guy that plugs everything in, to be honest. You can really taste the rosemary on this pie. Mike Badansky, talking pie time. Sure is. Simon Roll, hey, if they want to do some R&D in the UK, I'm sure I can kill some commuter. I'm sure I can kill a commuter bike, abusing it to my main job and back. Absolutely. I'd love to send you a bike across, Simon, but it's something that I just don't get involved with, not very often. The most I do is field research. If there's a reported issue that we need to investigate, then I get involved with that, and also the trials for any kind of fix that we implement, which is very, very interesting. It's again that we've had some big problems with that in the last couple of years because of COVID and access and travel issues and just so many problems. Even staffing at dealerships, people falling ill, having to stay at home and isolate. There's so many barriers that get put up. Everything takes a lot longer to get done. Yeah, very, very difficult actually. Very hard to coordinate properly. Oh dear, Roger, bugger. I kind of thought that would be the answer. Yes, sorry, Roger. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I think the likelihood of it working is pretty damn slim, knowing the Chinese. Simon, here we go. Roger Heaps will be cheaper to get a Chinese loom. It will be a 6-pin CDI, so very easy to wire. There you go. Simon knows his shit. This pie is quite vegetably as well. It's not just lamb or meat and cheese, for example. There's a lot of other stuff going on there. We've got a bit of greenery hanging out here, look, which is very bizarre on a pie for me. Not sure what the hell that is. Oh, that's hot. So, lamb, rosemary, mint, and mint pie. That's a pea. There is a pea in my pie. Can you see there? Look. We've got a green pea hanging out. Oh. So, definitely some vegetables in there. Not really a fan of peas, but hey, it sort of goes with lamb, doesn't it? There's carrot. Oh, did I read carrot? Yes. New Zealand lamb, rosemary, mint, carrot, and potato. Well, that's a pea. You didn't mention peas on the front of there, did you? Of course, peas are cheaper than lamb, so acts as a good filler. Okay. So the pie, from a structural perspective, is getting a little bit iffy. There really isn't a lot holding the lid to the base anymore. The lid is floating around. You can see that on there or not, but it's floating around independently to the base. It feels really weird trying to hold the whole thing together. I'm very wary that the whole thing, as I eat my way into it, is going to suddenly collapse and we end up with half a pie on the bench. I did clean the bench really well this morning, by the way, so I would probably consider still eating it if it did land on the bench. But we need to start doing some scores. So, first of all, taste stroke flavour content. It is very hearty. It's certainly a good pie to have. I believe it would be a good pie to have if it was a very cold day, frosty, and you were really hungry. It seems to have that sustenance to it, you know, because it's maybe because of the vegetables in there, maybe the lamb flavour. The pastry is quite. It's not a bland pastry. It's got sort of, I don't know, some kind of chivy stuff in there and things. I'm not really a pastry person, but there's a lot of flavour to the pastry as well, which is good. It adds to the. It really is sort of a meal in a pie kind of thing, if you know what I mean. Meal in a casing. The kind of thing you'd expect to get on a plate, but it's in a pie. A bit weird, but I'm getting over that. It's actually, on its own merits, it's actually pretty good. So, taste, stoke flavour. There is a lot of flavours. It's very tasty. I like it. I'm going to give it a 9. That's really high, but I'm going to give it a 9. For a lamb pie, this tastes really good. Structure Foley partners. Now, well, we're completely opposite end of the scale here. This pie is a liability when it comes to structure. We saw that right from the get-go. Even when it came out of the packet initially, there were compromising issues going on with the structure, and after we'd reheated it, which you would have to do, it wasn't anywhere near warm enough to eat at the time. It basically just fell apart. It's you know, all the bonding between the pie lid and the main carcass had failed pretty much, and it was just a disaster waiting to happen. You would under no circumstances want to try and attempt to eat this pie whilst driving. Okay, so structure, very poor. I also believe that if you had tried to eat the pie straight out of the packaging, which you would have done if you bought it at the petrol station whilst on your motorbike, you would want to eat it there and then. The pastry was so soggy, I think it would have torn, and I think you'd have ended up with lamb pie all down your hands and down your leathers and stuff. So it's not going to score very well on this. I'm going to give it a 2. And I think I'm totally justified in that. It is bad, and it's only through good management, pie management, by the way, that it hasn't yet collapsed on me at the moment. See that? So we've got some carrot, we've got a pea hanging in there. It's nice though. It is, it's all right. Runnability. Quick check of runnability here. Watch the pea. The pea might fall off the end. 45 degrees. I can't see any movement actually. It's doing all right. It's close to, oh, there we go. The pea's starting to move now. So you're busy on the phone, busy talking to your mates, and of course you lose your pea. But it has stayed in there. We've got a bit of seepage or oozage around this area of the pie. A pea in a pie, weird. Okay, so runnability. It's all right. It's not great. There's that many holes and gaps in this pie now that you're really having to monitor, you know, all the way around as you're trying to eat it, and then decide what to do next. It's not an easy pie to eat, you know, honestly. Runnability, I'm going to give it a 5. Just give it a midway score. Meat quality. That's a good question. I've not really had any big chunks of meat yet, but that's a bit of meat. That's all right. It's not gristly. I think the meat quality is pretty good actually. I'm going to give them a 7 for that. The meat quality is okay. Pie to crust ratio. So this is basically the pie contents to the crust ratio. The crust isn't over thick. There is quite a lot of content. However, there is the rolled edge here that makes contact with the lid is quite thick, and it's a bit gooey in the middle, despite being extra cooked. Could they put any more in there and less pastry? Maybe a little bit. I'm going to give them a 7. I think it's not too bad. Available stroke logistics. Well, the Mackenzie pies are available at lots of dairies around New Zealand. You can get them from the supermarkets. You can get them. Yeah, I don't think you can buy them. Well, you can buy them online, but only through the supermarket portal. So you can buy them online. I would say they're not available everywhere. I would say 8. I'm going to give them an 8 for that. You can usually pick them up. Most dairies have them. Pastry taste rating. And well, I think this will do pretty well because, like I said before, it's got that herby stuff in it. It does taste quite nice. Let's see if we can get a chunk. Oh my word. Wow. And there's a really good view of the contents. Now that the bit of pastry has been taken off, you can see really the mix that's in there. We've got peas, carrots, meat. The gravy's pretty good. Whoa, that was close. That was really close. Still hot. And there's a chunk of meat there, look. See there, a big chunk of meat. So it's not little tiny mincy pieces. There is actually some reasonable chunks of meat in there. Pastry taste rating, I actually quite like it. I'm going to give it an 8. No, I'm going to give it a 9 actually, because they've taken the effort to put those extra sort of chives and bits and pieces in there. Right. Packaging design. Here we go. Oh, power at 15%. Hang on, bear with me. I didn't plug the phone back in. Water, plonker. Oh, it probably will last, but I don't want it to cut out on us. There we go, that's better. So where were we? Packaging design. Yes. Nice. There we go. That's what it looks like. Now it's got printing all around. You can't see the pie through the packaging. There's no window as such, but there's a lot of information on there. I think it's pretty good. It's obviously designed to protect the pie and keep it fresh for longer because it's got like a plastic liner in the paper. I think this is this could be the one that I tried to cook with the pie on it, and we got it might be this one. I can't remember now actually. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was a different one. But it looks smart. It looks traditional. You know, the graphics on there. They've done a good job with the logo and stuff. Pie made well. You know, pretty basic, straight to the point. It's a good pie. Buy it. You know, I like that. I'm going to give them an 8 for the packaging design. Recyclable score, however, because it's got the plastic on the paper, we all know that you can't just recycle it as normal paper. No, there we go, look. Dispose of, what's it say there? Dispose of thoughtfully, i.e. put it in the bin. It's not recyclable. So they have told us to put it in the bin, which is nice, but it's not recyclable, so I'm just going to give it a 1 for that, which is a bit of a shame. But they've obviously decided it's more important to keep the pie fresh and protected by the plasticky insert or the layer, you know, on the inside, as opposed to it being, you know, fully recyclable. We're doing all right. We've had no major spillages, and there's only a very small amount of pastry on the bench as well, which is really actually quite good. Quick whiz round. It is cooling down now. It's still tasty, but it is losing some of its tastiness as it cools. That's a good point to remember. Stuffability score. I definitely won't want anything else to eat for at least half an hour after I've eaten this. It's not bad. It's got the vegetables in there. It's quite hearty. I think it's pretty good. I mean, even the pastry is quite enjoyable. I'm going to give it an 8. I think it's done okay there, actually. I know we've not quite finished yet. Pie server attractiveness. Well, I believe this came from the local petrol station. That's where Mrs. Mechanic was going to go. And it's Sunday, so it'll be the Sunday girl that's on. I think Mrs. Mechanic gives her about a 6. I have seen her myself, and I would if it's the lady I'm thinking of, I would say a 6 is probably about right. She's sort of middle-aged, but she's well presented. You know, she makes an effort, which is good. Unless she's had a lot of wine the night before, and then things are a bit ragged around the edges. But you know, we can let her off for that because she's had a good time. Still tasty when cold. Well, this is the issue. It's not quite cold yet, but I don't think that if you found this in your glove box a couple of days later and it was cold, I don't think you'd enjoy eating it at all. I think the fact it's got the vegetables in there, cold vegetables, not very nice. I don't think you'd enjoy it. I think it'd be really soggy, given the state of the pastry. I think the contents wouldn't taste particularly nice. I don't think this pie lends itself at all to being eaten cold. It needs to be hot. Hot and hearty is what it is. So, 4, still tasty when cold. It isn't. I'm going to put a 1. It's going to score very, very badly on that one. Post pie heartburn. Very good question. I don't know yet. It's a lot colder now. And it's not. It really isn't as tasty. It really isn't. Okay, so we've got one more score to go, which is the pie heartburn. I feel pretty good actually. It hasn't really burped or repeated on me, creating any kind of burps. I think maybe because of the vegetable content, the fact it's actually quite healthy. I think the taste of it, there's no cheese in there. I'm going to give it an 8 for now. I'm going to give it an 8, and we will see how that pans out. If during the course of the morning, while I'm working on the trailer and doing the video for that, you know, I start to get heartburn and stuff, then obviously I'll revisit that and change the score. Okay, I'm going to need your help now. We're going to do the addition. Right, it's got to leave that plugged in, haven't it? Right, okay, turn you around. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Boom, right. Luckily that one worked okay. Right, put you down there, look. Bring you back a bit. Oh, your back is just starting to ease up a little bit, which is good. Okay, so we've got 11. It is 11, isn't it? Yeah, 11. 16. 23. 30. 38. 47. 48. 56. 57. 65. 73. 79. I believe the score is 79. Let me know if I'm incorrect. We've got 9, 2, 5, 7, 7, 8, 9, 1, 8, 1, 8, 8, 6. That should add up to 79. If it doesn't, please let me know. I think it does. Okay, so this is, where's my little thingy? This is a Mackenzie. Sorry, you need that. Mackenzie. Oh. And it's a lamb. I think it's the first lamb one we've done, actually. Okay, lamb rosemary and mint pie, and we got 79. Right. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not my kind of pie. It was all right. Okay, let's go for a little wander. Unplug that again. Jeez, 15% power. Hopefully I won't lose you. And we'll see where this ends up on the leaderboard. A lamb pie. We've done chicken pies. Never done a lamb pie before. Okay, so where are we? Shut that door. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, so 79. Oh, my word. 79's right down here, look. Ow. Okay, so we need to make a space. Bring these two down a bit. Look at all the dust from spraying, look. All the black residue. Not ideal. It's actually quite weird because we've had quite a jump, haven't we, from... Give that a clean. From the Culverden and the Z petrol station at 77 right up to 83. So this actually fits in there quite nicely at 79. Well done, Mackenzie. Oh, look, it's just underneath the Mackenzie bacon, egg and hash pie. Any other Mackenzies on there? No, there's 2. Oh, Mackenzie steak, mushroom and ale, 86. Any more Mackenzies? Mackenzie. Oh, another Mackenzie there, look. Mackenzie steak and cheese, 99. So we've done quite a few of the Mackenzie range now. Looks like there's 4 of them on there. And 3 of them are quite low in the scores. Yeah, steak and cheese wasn't too bad though. 99 is a pretty good score. Right, back to the bench. Ow, ow. Turn you round. And I have to plug you in, otherwise it's going to go flat. So bear with me. 14%. It's like trying to keep this live stream going. Oh, it's very pixelated at this end. Right, where do we get to? We'll get rid of that. Done the pie review. Very pleased with it. Managed to do a pie review today. We missed out one last weekend, unfortunately. Okay, so. Oh, hang on. Somebody's telling Simon to shut up. That's not on. How the hell? Malapapalama. Berg. Whatever that is. Roger. Everything connected and kind of connected to Loom appears to be crap. So would need entire electrical system. Cheers, Simon. Okay. Yes, Mila Papalama, shut up, Simon. What? Why would he tell Simon to shut up? I think that's quite a good comment, actually, there. Sorry, not the shut up one, what Simon's been saying. So we'll ignore that. John Dwyer, it's a cheesium pie, a Chinesium pie. Yeah, it wasn't great, to be honest. As regards the structure was the main letdown on that pie, unfortunately. It tasted pretty good. Roger Heaps was just hoping to use parts I have lying around. Yeah, life's not that simple, unfortunately, Roger. Especially with the Chinese stuff. Kem Conralp. Hi from Turkey. Your worker girls are beautiful and fantastic to work. I believe you're talking about our tool girls, and the tool girls are extremely good. They are best in the world. I can vouch for that. Best in the world. John Nuttall, R.E. Steve, Jaffa Cake shares plummet. All the best, Steve and Andy. Take care driving with that bag. Thank you, John. Actually, once I'm in the driver's seat, it's actually quite comfortable. It's not really a problem driving. It's an auto transmission, so there's really not a lot to do, really. It just sort of gets me there. It's very good. But I appreciate that. Simon Roger Heaps, look at the wiring loom colors. Most Chinese bikes are direct copies of Honda or Suzuki. There you go. So you might be all right. You might. It needs to be checked. Click. Brekkie pie. You can't beat brekkie pies. I usually have a pie most mornings for breakfast, which is really bad. I shouldn't do it, but they're so tasty and convenient and cheap and quick and can be eaten anywhere. You know, that's a bird on the roof, by the way. It's not a mouse. That's birds. It's all right. Roger Heaps, Simon, the motor is on a side-by-side thing. Was told Honda 250 moped scooter style bike is direct bolt-in fit, but of course can't find one here in New Zealand. No, always a problem. Scott, Elad, the likes the pies. Absolutely, can't go wrong with pies. Pies are good. I also like sausage rolls from in England. I don't like New Zealand sausage rolls, but I like English sausage rolls, especially Thomas the Baker's ones. They're really good. Oh, Steve's coffee's gone cold. Okay. Right, one more cigarette and then we're going to call it a day. We're at an hour and 50 minutes. What the hell? There's me telling Mrs. Mechanic, oh, it won't be a long live stream. We'll soon crack through, you know, get it all sorted out. Anyway. Click. Big smiley face, thumbs up and some shades. Cheers, mate. So, what else is on the cards? Where are we at? Well, do you remember the next design for the footwell support kit for the 700cc bike. Well, that has now, I did the drawings on Monday morning, finally got around to doing that about 2 weeks later. So I decided to delay driving up to Auckland to get those done because it was becoming quite critical. It was holding the project up. Drawings are done, sent those through to the laser cutting place. They've drawn them up at their end. So, and it's all paid for now because you've got to pay them in advance because that's the way things are these days. Got to pay them for that. They've given me a quote. So they're busy drawing them up at the moment. I've not seen the drawings come through. We should see those next week. And then we can get the test fit laser set cut. I've got to then pick those up. That'll take them probably 2 or 3 weeks to do that. I've then got to test fit them. There'll be a bit of drilling to do, a bit of tapping to do to get them prepared. And I'll probably just spray them with some of the Forge spray for convenience because it's really quick at drying. Little plug for Forge as always. Thanks, Jared. And then I can find a bike somewhere within the network, go down, chuck it on its side, obviously with due care and attention. Test fit the kit. If it's all good, no modifications to be made, then in that case we can go ahead with production. That will take probably another 4 to 5 weeks to get those laser cut, and then I can pick up all the steel stock that's been laser cut out, and then we can do all the drillings and all the engineering stuff that we need to do at this end, and then we can shot blast them, and then we can spray them, and then they can go out. So we're probably looking at about 2 to 2.5 months before they're ready for shipment at the moment, assuming we don't get any more delays. So it takes probably about 4 months to get a whole batch done. It's quite a big job actually, quite a lot of work involved. So trailer to fix. What else have we got to do? Oh, I've got a side-by-side here with a very slight misfire at light throttle. Probably take a look at that next weekend if all goes to plan. Although I think Mrs. Mechanic wants to do some more concreting and get some more posts set next weekend, assuming the back's better. We aborted that mission obviously this weekend. There was no way I was digging holes in my state. And I can't use Trevor the tractor for the big gate post hole because there's possibility of service lines underneath. So we're going to have to just do a Baldric, a time team on that one and go nice and steady, without, if there are any pipes or wires or anything like that, then we've got to abort mission and have a bit of a rethink, basically. But we'll get there, we will. So I'm away all next week, but the week after, I'm working from home all week, which will be nice. It'd be good to be home for the week. I'll enjoy that. I can get lots of editing done on an evening and things. Because when I'm at home on an evening, I don't do work. That's one of my rules. If I'm away, it's fine, but if I'm at home, I'm only work during the day. That's it. My time. Spend some time with Mrs. Mechanic and try and get a video edited up as well. And I need to train Mrs. Mechanic on how to edit videos because that'll be really useful for doing that. Although saying that, I've only got one laptop that's got the software on. So if I'm away editing video, she can't edit video here. So I don't know. We'll see how things pan out. John does all more pies. Suck it up. Suck it up. Suck it up back, lol. Yes, I know. Dennis Ball, hey Andy, love the content. Keep up the great work, mate. Thank you, Dennis. Appreciate that, sir. I will have some more real videos going out soon, hopefully. Roger Heaps, cheers, Simon. Thanks for an awesome live stream, Andy. Thank you, Roger, for joining us. And we really have pretty much got to the end of this live stream now. We're an hour and 53 minutes in. For anybody that's managed to be here for the entire duration, which I think Simon, Roger, and a few of the regulars have, that's pure testament to your patience. Thank you very much for sticking in there. We did manage to get the pie review in there as well, which was nice. And in summary, best wishes, if Steve's still watching, best wishes to Steve. He may well watch the live stream later on. He might be asleep. Who knows what's going on at the moment. Hopefully he's not down at the pub. That would be a bad thing at the moment. But we'll wait and see. I'm sure we'll see from some of his posts. I will see you all again next Sunday, 8:30 a.m. Hopefully with no bad back. Pretty sure it'll be right. Fingers crossed. It doesn't normally last that long. Okay, crew, thank you again for watching. Thanks for all your comments. Simon, really appreciate the DVD that you sent through and for getting the paperwork signed, the little brochure that comes with it signed off by the creator. That is invaluable, and I'm very much looking forward to watching that, and I'll give you some feedback next weekend. All right, crew, Cheers for now. See you next time. Over and out.